The Los Angeles Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champions after quite possibly the best World Series ever played. But wow, have sports card prices of the marquee players in the series exploded over the past few weeks and days. But I'm here to warn you, sounding the alarm, do not get caught buying any of these cards right now. Let me tell you why. Hey guys, it's Mr. Hollywood and welcome back into the channel. On today's video, we're gonna talk all about the World Series and the card prices of the marquee players involved in the World Series, where they're at, where they're coming from, and I'm gonna show you how and why you should avoid these situations at all costs. A little bit of a different episode today. We're gonna go mostly to screen share, where I'm gonna show you a lot of these prices, a lot of these charts, where they're going, where they have been. And we're just gonna take a deep dive into some of these marquee players. I'm gonna waste no time and we're gonna hop right into Market Movers. That is the website that I use to comp cards. So taking a look at the Market Movers website, I know it looks pretty plain, but you can do a whole lot here, I'm telling you. So we're just gonna hop up here, and why don't we just start with the big dog in the room, and that is Shohei Ohtani. So we're gonna primarily use rookie cards and first Bowmans, stuff like that. They just tend to be the highest demand cards for all these guys. So we'll look up 2018 Shohei Ohtani here. We can see a whole lot of different options. PSA 10s, raw, we'll just pick out a few, okay? Let's pick out the Bowman paper, we'll pick out the Bowman, the Topps paper. Pitching, we'll pick out the Topps Chrome pitching. Why don't we pick out a Heritage card here? There's a Heritage. And then why don't we do a rookie debut? Why not? Okay, so I've picked out these 5 cards. You can see here, cards to compare, 5 out of 6. And I'm gonna chart these. And we're gonna look at what these cards are doing over the past 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So playoffs started about a month ago. So we'll start with 30 days. Over the past 30 days, you can see these are all the raw prices. I can filter here by the different grades. So I'm gonna go PSA 10 on all of them because that's primarily, most people that are looking to invest are looking for PSA 10, PSA 9 graded copies of these cards. So over the past 30 days, we can see the PSA 10 here. I'm gonna make it a little bigger for you. I can press this full screen button, and then you can see the price and the graph of all of these cards here. We can see the 2018 Bowman base PSA 10 is up 41% over the past month. The Pitching Chrome flagship is up 73% to $450 over the past month. The rookie debut out of Topps Update is up 51%. The base pitching paper is up 43%, and the Heritage base is up 44% over the past month. Over the past 7 days, let's do 14 days. Over the past 2 weeks, this is since the Dodgers arrived in the World Series, we can see increases on the Pitching Chrome, the rookie debut, as well as the Heritage. Very slight declines on these two. But as a whole, you can see over the past week, we've started to see these cards decline already over the last essentially 2 days since the Dodgers won the World Series. You can see them dropping significant amounts. 20% here, 18% here, 7% here. So you look at the playoffs and see how expensive a lot of these cards get during the playoffs. If I X out of here, we can look at higher end. I can X out all these. We can look at higher end Ohtani too. 2018 Ohtani Bowman Chrome autograph. I know a blue one just sold for a lot recently, right? We go to comps up here. We can see here's a 9.5 pitching that did 60K on Fanatics Collect. Here is the batting, which on Fanatics Collect did 84K on October 18th. I bought this card for 67K just 3 weeks ago. So that goes to show you really what the playoff premium has been for Shohei. You look at the green. I thought this sale was insane. A green hitting in a PSA 10. This card sold for $105,000 on October 23rd. That is absolutely bananas. Let's look at Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So we'll look at Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Let's again take rookie cards, 2024. We'll go ahead and just choose this one. We'll get a heritage card in there. How about let's see. Let's look at the X-Fractor. Why not? We'll look at the Topps Chrome Refractor, and we'll go ahead and chart. And we'll, again, just as previously, we'll go ahead and set PSA 10s here. Now, the point of this video is to warn you really not to buy in at times like this. Here's Yamamoto cards over the past, start with 2 weeks. Okay, so over the last 2 weeks, here you go. His base PSA 10 is up 70%. The refractor out of Topps Chrome is up 115%. This is the last 2 weeks. The rookie debut X-Fractor is up 587%. That is wild. And the Topps Heritage base is up 191%. And you can see over the past 7 days, these two cards are up a crap load. Still, these two are flattening out a little bit. You can see the charts here. And over the past 30 days, that's the entire span of the playoffs, we're at 77, 620, 517, and 240%. That is the Yamamoto market right now. We're gonna go and reset. Let's look at Vladimir, why can I not spell right now? Vladimir Guerrero Jr. cards, okay? We'll look at Vladdy here. Here's his 2019 Topps Chrome base rookie card. Here's his Topps update base throwing card. We'll take a look at the Heritage, and why don't we look at the Chrome first, and then why don't we also look at the first autograph of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I haven't looked at any of these really before this video, so kind of doing this all in real time for you guys. But we'll go PSA 10 on all of them, and we'll take a look at these. Look at this, past 30 days, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. market, 29% on the first, we'll go to this view, 29% on the first Chrome Prospect PSA 10, 100% on the Topps Chrome base PSA 10, 20% on the Topps update base throwing PSA 10, 75% on the Heritage base PSA 10. I mean, this stuff is crazy. This is over the last 2 weeks, all up. And then over the last 7 days, also 21, 20, 60, 33, down 0.7. But you get the picture. This stuff is going nuts with the World Series. We can look at, how about we look at Trey Yesavage, someone who came up in the last couple weeks of the season. Okay, so here's Trey Yesavage. We'll go ahead and just put four of these cards into the comparison here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll chart those, and we go over here. And I mean, look at this. Look at the Trey Yesavage market. Not saying that Trey Yesavage, I mean, clearly Trey Yesavage was undervalued going into the playoffs because no one knew really who he was. But Trey Yesavage, Chrome first autograph is now up 87% to $182. 140% on his Chrome first refractor, 46% on his Chrome first, and 182% on his Chrome Sapphire. If we go here and look at the PSA 10, the PSA 10 is now $713 for Trey Yesavage. But where was it just 4 days ago? 4 days ago, this card sold for $1,100. You can see that right there. $1,100. There is a sale right there, and it drops down all the way to $713 just 5 days later. So what's my message here? Well, generally speaking, you never want to buy during any sort of big event, the World Series, the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl, when there's all this hype, all this price baked in to certain players' markets. Heading over here to Market Pulse. Market Pulse is a feature that shows a lot of different indexes of certain players and how they've performed over the past few months. I'm gonna go ahead and select, just so that, I'm gonna go ahead and search Shohei Ohtani. So we'll go ahead and look at Ohtani and we'll go to Update Chart. This is gonna show me Shohei Ohtani's market. We're gonna go to All Data. This is gonna show me Shohei Ohtani's market all time, okay? So this is his market from 2022 until now. You can see it is up 313% since 2022. But what do we notice? We notice trends. Let's go to the last year. We notice trends of when things tend to be up, when things tend to be down, okay? Right here, 11-5. This is right after Shohei won his very first World Series. And what do we see when the off season begins into January? We see down, 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 down 1.4.6, down 2, down, all the way down. And you can see we do hit a point here where we see a 5% decline in the Shohei Ohtani market. And he's coming off a 50-50 season, first ever 50-50 season, and his first World Series title. We saw a decline here. And then what happens? When the calendar year turns over in January, and January comes around, people start to slowly acquire baseball again. And then when we get to here, April, we can see a huge swing upward as we anticipate the start of the baseball season. And then once the play starts, here's the first month of the season, he's already up 12%. He's already, there's the delta here from the beginning of the baseball season, 13.7% to the peak of the offseason, minus 5%. We can see already here, the delta is almost 18%. It's something like that. That's a huge swing. And that's exactly, probably similar to what's gonna happen again this offseason for Shohei Ohtani cards. Now, Shohei might be a little bit of an anomaly because he very well might be the greatest player of all time. The fact that people even argue that tells you that he might be the greatest player of all time. Personally, I think he is the greatest player of all time. But look at this, second month of the season, we have a huge jump, 13% all the way up to 22.9%. And then again, huge jump in July, up 40%. And then you come playoff time, and what happens in October when Shohei Ohtani hits 3 homers in the same game and throws 6 innings, striking out 10 and allowing 1 hit or something? Well, you see the market, the roof just blow off the market. You see an 88% gain up to 93. That went to 100%. It doubled, it more than doubled in the playoffs. I mean, look at the last 60 days. Let's look at the last 60 days for Ohtani here. 42% change, 42% in the Ohtani market in the last 60 days. The last 30 days, this is playoffs only, up 30%. Now, over the last 7 days, I think you'll see a much more, yeah, you see this, only up 1.4% over the last 7 days. This was kind of peak. This was when they won the World Series, was right here. And then we start to see already a very slight, albeit slight, decline in these prices. I can use any player. It doesn't have to be Shohei Ohtani. When we talk about when to buy cards, the timing of when you're buying cards is very, very important. Let's just use Luka Doncic, totally different sport. We'll go ahead and update the chart. Go ahead and look at Luka. Actually, Luka's probably not a great one to look at because he was traded in the middle of the season last year. But take a look at Luka. It's the same exact story. This is same story. I mean, traded to the Lakers, right? The market kind of explodes when he's traded to the Lakers. But we hit playoffs, and once the Lakers are eliminated from the playoffs is when we see kind of the lows in the Luka market here in July of 2025. right? We can see here. And then what happens? What happens as basketball season starts to creep around? Prices start to come up. And again, we can see here, prices on the Luka market right now are 10%, are up 10%. But if we compare that with the delta of the bottom of the off season, we're looking at a 14% delta between middle of the off season and where we're at now. So all I'm showing you guys is that these card markets are so unbelievably tied to what is going on, not just on the court or on the field or on the floor, but they are tied to the events going on during the season. And generally speaking, cards tend to go down 5, 10, 15, 20% in the off season, sometimes more. And so I strongly urge you, I know you love Yamamoto right now and you think he's the best pitcher on the planet and he might be the greatest pitcher ever, all this stuff, right? I understand that, but please, please, we can wait on the Yamamoto cards for a month. I'm telling you, if you're buying Yamamoto in December, you're gonna be a lot happier than if you're buying Yamamoto right now, because you're gonna lose 15, 20% like that. And I guarantee you that will happen if you're buying Yamamoto right now. If you don't care and it's just for PC and you really wanna lean into this moment, then by all means, please buy Yoshinobu Yamamoto, buy Shohei Ohtani, you know, Guerrero, Yesavage, Ernie Clement, Addison Barger, all these guys that had great playoffs even for the Blue Jays. I wouldn't even buy those right now. To be honest with you, I am avoiding all baseball cards of modern players right now until probably a month from now. That's when the majority of my baseball buying happens. Now obviously I said I think Shohei Ohtani is a little bit of a unicorn in this sense where, yeah, I said a lot but going into this season that I thought Shohei Ohtani cards were gonna double. And you know what? I was wrong. They almost tripled. I was not expecting that. Absolutely crazy stuff. But this is probably the first off season that Ohtani is gonna go into actually healthy. And so for that reason, I actually think while I would not be buying Ohtani cards, especially the high-end cards at these prices, they actually very well might keep going up next year because he's gonna have potentially a full year of hitting and pitching. And I think a lot of us kind of want to see what that looks like. You know, is he a 6-inning guy? Or are the Dodgers going to significantly limit him to like 5 innings? We don't know. These are questions we don't know the answer to. But, you know, I think the potential is there for these cards to keep going up. But really any sport, whether it's the World Series, whether it's the NBA Finals, whether it's the Super Bowl, baseball, basketball, football, I generally avoid buying during the season or especially right before the playoffs, because sure, you can get lucky and maybe you buy a guy who ends up winning it or wins a World Series MVP or whatever, but odds are that's probably not going to happen, and these cards are essentially in the off season guaranteed to go down 10 to 15% when no one's thinking about baseball. So I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page in terms of when to buy, because timing is everything in these markets, especially when you have an event as big as the World Series going on. And so I don't want any of you get caught out dry spending 30% over market on some of this stuff. And again, like I said, if you're just collecting and you don't care about what you're spending versus what it's going to be worth in a few months, then you do you. But I showed you all the graphs. I showed you how this market works in the off season versus during the year. The other huge issue during the year that you really got to worry about is injuries. I buy a lot of cards every week. I buy and sell a lot of cards every week. I do a lot of card shows, do a lot of deals online. And I don't even touch football cards right now because football is such an injury-prone sport, and I'm just not willing to take those risks on those types of cards during the regular season. Peyton Manning cards, Drew Brees cards, Tom Brady cards, Jim Brown cards, Joe Montana cards, that's a totally different scenario because Tom Brady, I can tell you, ain't tearing an ACL next week. Although, well, maybe he will tear an ACL next week, but it's not going to affect his play on the football field because he's no longer playing. So I think if you want to buy baseball, or you want to buy football, or you want to buy basketball in the middle of the season or at kind of the hype moment during an NBA Finals or a World Series or something, honestly, I recommend buying guys that are no longer playing because they are kind of going to be your safety niche. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I've heard it said so many ways. But for me, that's kind of the pattern for if you want to consistently be able to make money and enjoy the hobby while making money at the same time. That is the pattern. That is the tried and true pattern. Buy in the off season at 10 to 20% lows, sell right before the season or during the season when you have a 30% gain from the off season lows. But that'll wrap things up for me on today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel down below, and hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss the next one. I think over 75% of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel that actually watch my stuff. And I ain't staying on here forever waiting. So do your boy a solid and show some love with a sub. I really appreciate you being here. So until next time, I'll see you guys at the next one. It should be in the next day or two. Not exactly sure exactly what type of video that's gonna be, but I will see you there. Until then, Mr. Hollywood, out.